Hi, friends. Hello, hello. This is Attorney Marina Shepelsky. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to give a couple of minutes until everybody gets together here, starts watching, fixing my camera so that I can sit here and talk to you and look on my computer for the questions that I've prepared. Hi, welcome. Come on in, join this Friday live. Just gonna log in here. Welcome. This is Marina Shepelsky. I am an attorney. I work with immigrants from all over the world, and my office is in New York City, but I live in New Jersey, and we practice all over United States. I hope I have to stop for a second because I have to turn off my phone because people will be ringing it. Okay, here we are. Hi, everyone. Hi. So far, 3 people watching. That's okay. Feel free here to drop a comment or ask me any question because I will be answering questions at the end of this show. This is our Friday live. Immigration news with Marina Shepelsky. Immigration news that have to do with everything that's been happening in the last week and even since the beginning of this year, because there's a lot going on, a lot happening right now in the world, and especially with immigration. So I prepared a lot of topics actually today that I want to cover, but I welcome your questions. Please drop a question below, and at the end, I will answer it. It's like a little mini information session, not exactly a consultation, because nothing I say here is meant to be real advice, legal advice, but I will explain things in a way that will make sense to you and give you guidance. At least like you'll know what's the next step, Okay, the first thing that I wanted to talk about this week in the world of U.S. immigration is the new Visa Bulletin that just came out for the month of April 2022. I was quiet about this for a while. I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't criticizing. I know that everybody, including our government, has been dealing a lot with COVID, with the delays due to COVID. So I haven't really complained much, but this is already getting out of control, okay? As of April, they still have not moved even one day on any of the family lines, the family unification categories. This is for example, U.S. citizens who filed the family petitions for immigrant visas and green cards for their married children, for brothers and sisters, green card holders who filed for adult kids, single kids. This is for those people who wait for years and years, and now we come to find out that since July 2021, it hasn't moved. And one more month today, yesterday it came out. Today we reviewed everything in detail. Not one date moved. So if you're following the current Visa Bulletin, and you can look at my posts here on YouTube, I posted about this. There's a link there, but you can just Google current Visa Bulletin. It takes you to the Department of State website where you can see the categories. They haven't moved one day since July. That means almost a year delay to all the lines that were already very delayed. So basically now it's like 15 years to bring your brother or sister here. It's like 12, 13 years for married children of U.S. citizens. It's just out of control, okay? What can I say? I mean, this is all because everything was closed for so long. And of course, Europe is dealing now with the Ukrainian refugees, but I just don't know what to tell you. No family category moved, meaning advanced. They haven't moved the dates that they're looking at since July 2021, last July, almost a year. So let me just give you an example what I'm talking about, right? So I'm going to the website just like you would. I'm opening the Visa Bulletin for April. We are still in March, but they already released April. And I'm seeing dates that are very delayed. My computer is very slow today. Okay, I found it. Let's see. So F1 category is unmarried, single, adult kids of U.S. citizens. They're still on December 2014. That's 8 years. The only category that's current, and I'm very happy, is spouses and children of green card holders. So if you have a spouse or child under 21 of a green card holder, now is a good time to file for them. There's no line. They're current. F2B is unmarried, single, grown-up kids of green card holders. They're working on September 2015, 1-5. That's 7 years. F3, married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, November 2008. That is 14 years. And F4, siblings, brothers, sisters of U.S. citizens, March 2007. That's 15 years, as I just mentioned, 1-5. So if you have a brother or sister of a U.S. citizen, you have to wait for 1-5, 15 years to bring them here with a green card. 15 years is a huge amount of time. And by the way, if you're a green card holder, you cannot file for brothers or sisters. You cannot file for parents, and you cannot file for married children. So poor green card holders are just left out in the cold. They cannot file for any of these family categories. And U.S. citizens have to wait for years and years. So it's a very broken system. The next piece of news is that TPS is now available for people from Afghanistan. Thank God, because U.S. went and interfered in Afghanistan, kept its troops in Afghanistan for years and years. Finally, the troops left when Taliban basically took over. And what about all those poor people that had to be left behind? Well, anybody now who is in the United States as of March 15 can get TPS, temporary protected status. And how does that work? So now it's Afghanistan, and also Ukraine was added to the list of countries that are eligible for TPS, temporary protected status. Well, just like the name says, it's temporary. It's for 18 months. You had to be here in any status, deported, non-deported, waiting for asylum, never filed for anything, any status for Afghanistan as of March 15, 2022. If you're from Ukraine, as of March 1st, 2022. It's going to be given for 18 months. It's a status which is non-deportable, so you cannot be deported during this time. And you will get a work permit, social, that will allow you to get a driver's license, ID, go to school, work legally, all that. Plus, some people will be able to get the advanced parole travel documents. So TPS is wonderful. And now people from Afghanistan and Ukraine soon will be able to file. They announced it, but it hasn't been opened yet. Like, they haven't started accepting forms yet. It's coming soon. People have been asking me, what can they do when they're waiting in every category for a long time? And USCIS actually came out with this great idea that some people can now request expedited processing, fast processing, faster than everyone else. And this is the first question that I ask my clients. Tell me what is so special, humanitarian, terrible, emergency about your situation. And if you have a good reason and you can document it, I can help you expedite it. Our team can help you expedite it. Any really good lawyer, immigration lawyer, honestly can help you expedite it, especially for people waiting for work permits. And from those people, especially those who are in the healthcare industry or are essential workers. So if you have anything that you are working on, if you're in IT or you work in a hospital or in a pharmacy, or you drive a truck that helps medical facilities or deliver pharmaceuticals or anything like that, we can help you expedite your work permit. If you get a job letter from your employer saying that they cannot wait for you for 11 months, some places are taking 11 and more months to issue the work permits, we can help you expedite, okay? So now there's an official expediting procedure. This week, for example, I submitted expediting for 2 waiver cases for a man who is stuck overseas in another country waiting to be interviewed. He was denied. They said, you need waivers. We submitted the waivers. We requested those waivers to be expedited. So first we made the request on the phone. They said, no, we need evidence. We need sufficient evidence. And then we immediately sent over a Federal Express package to USCIS, to the Nebraska Service Center. And even that requires thought and understanding. Where do you even send these expedite requests? This is where you need a lawyer, and it's going to take me too long to explain how to figure this out. But there are different places to send them to depending on what case type you have. People who have the best chance are people waiting for the work permit, and they're in the healthcare or essential worker industry, or currently anybody with family petitions for people in Ukraine. So anybody that has family petitions that are ripe for a visa, that the visa is available for a green card, like parents of U.S. citizens, spouses of U.S. citizens, those people who have family in Ukraine or escaped from Ukraine anywhere in Europe, they're definitely getting expedited. We are getting approved every day. We receive email after email. And when they say they will expedite, that means they will make a decision, not necessarily approval, but a decision in your case within 45 days. It could be less, but they say up to 45 days. That's what's considered expedited time. If you have an emergency and you need to travel and you need an advance parole, you have to make something called InfoPass, an appointment for in-person customer service. Next thing I wanted to talk about is that it's now going to be easier to file for children without parents here in America for a green card through a process called SIJ, Special Immigrant Juvenile Petitions. It's a 2-step program for kids under 21 who are here in America, but no parents. They don't have parents here for various reasons, okay? Step 1 of this is to ask family court to recognize this child as neglected or abandoned, and usually requires a guardian or a temporary guardian to be appointed depending where you live. It's called different things. And step 2 is you apply for a green card using Form I-360 for SIJ, for children, no parents in the United States. Those kids should be able to get a green card through this process. The procedure just got easier and quicker. And even kids who age out, they get, they turn 21 while they're waiting for this, they will now be able to get it. So that's much easier. And if you have anybody in your family or your friends who, they have a child, a nephew or cousin, somebody who's here and his parents are overseas, or her parents, we can help. VAWA news, really briefly, because I'm seeing a lot of questions, and I thank you so much for watching and asking. VAWA news, that's also pretty recent, but they're now accepting proof of living together in this abusive marriage. And VAWA is for men and women who are in a bad marriage to a U.S. citizen. I'll give you an example. We had a woman in early February. She hired us to help her do her 10-year green card case, removal of conditions, I-751. And she explained to me that her husband is being extremely abusive, and she used his credit card to pay for our services. Lo and behold, she doesn't answer the phone. He turned off her phone, and our charge was disputed, probably by the husband, and reversed. This is what people live through. That is abuse. That is abusive type of behavior. You understand? It happens to men too. Statistically, about 20% of victims of abuse are men, 80% is women. So if this is something that's happening, in your situation. You're married to a citizen or green card holder, whether you have no green card or you have a 2-year green card and you're worried about how you'll get that 10-year green card and citizenship, and you have kids who are dependent on you, we can help you. And now that process became even more, open to the evidence, like the kind of paperwork that you can show to prove the marriage, even anything before the marriage, or if you're separated or even divorced, can now be used for proving the marriage existed. It was a good marriage for the purpose of love and family, not just for a green card. And then it went south. It went bad. It went abusive, and it's not your fault. That's the kind of situation we work with all the time for every kind of a green card. And give us a call, even if you were denied for a family petition, even if they refused to go to your interview, even if you have an old deportation, VAWA can undo all these problems. So give us a call. It's a really great thing because it's for victims of domestic violence, victims of bad situations. And it works even if you weren't physically abused. Even if you were just, like I just explained the situation, somebody turns off your phone, the heat in the house, somebody controls your money, somebody changes your payments to a lawyer, something like that is certainly abusive. And there's so many signs of abuse, and it doesn't just have to be physical, and also you don't necessarily need to have police reports to prove. Another thing that we started doing in our office, and it wasn't on the list, but I just wanted to mention it, I just thought of it today to mention to you guys, is something called medical deferred action. So if you are here just illegally, you've never filed for anything, you've never been deported, but you have a medical problem. There's something going on with your health. It's really bad. Okay, you maybe have now a disability or something terrible. We can get you a status with a work permit and a social, so that will help you get benefits. Okay, that's called deferred medical actions. It's for sick people who are illegal. I'm just explaining it in plain terms. If you're illegal and you're really sick and you can document it, we can get you a special immigration status. And it's going to be for a while, and they're not going to take it away from you. You will be able to get medical insurance and all other benefits. It doesn't really matter where you live. We work with every state, with every city where there's USCIS field offices. All right, that's all I want to discuss. Again, the last thing I mentioned is not something on my list, but it's medical deferred action for sick, undocumented people. All right, here is a question from Vlad. Hi, Vlad, and he's asking if he can change from H-1B. He's asking if he can change to H-1B from TPS. You'd have to be in status to change to H-1B. TPS is not exactly that kind of status. I don't think you can. Shiraz says, my wife was sponsored by her mom in USA on F-2B visa as a single adult child in 2021. And we got married in September 2017 after she got immigration visa and went to USA on December 25. So you married before she used her visa and got her green card. It's a huge, huge problem, tremendous problem. And when she applies for citizenship, it's going to come out and you're going to have tremendous problems. Because what happened was she didn't yet get her green card as a single child of a green card holder. And there's no such category as married children of green card holders. So as soon as she married you, she knocked herself out of the process because this wasn't yet when she came to the United States. So you got screwed. You should have waited 3 more months or 4 more months. I'm being honest with you. Okay. Oh my God. So now she went into coma, this wife, and I don't know what's going to happen. You should give us a call. This is a very complex situation and very bad. Give us a call for a consultation. I'm sorry, Shiraz. Rehab Katash says, hi, Marina. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. There's more from Shiraz. He says that she went to sleep and never woke up Do I qualify for? I don't know. You'd have to call us and speak to us. I'd have to do FOIA. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Elisana says, Marina, is the mandamus option for I-485 out of processing time? Yes, it's there, but you really have to wait for a long time, like 3 years, for it to be unreasonable time. Yuri says, my Russian-speaking people, what is the quickest option to bring my fiance? So first of all, Yuri, I hope you are a U.S. citizen. Only U.S. citizens can sponsor for fiancés. Is it to file for a fiance or marry her abroad and apply for spouse reunification? Currently, she fled from Ukraine, I assume, to Sweden. We're applying for tourist humanitarian parole. If she comes here and you're successful, then just marry her here and do a green card. I would wait if I were you. If your fiance, your girlfriend, she gets the tourist visa you're applying for and she comes here, you marry her here inside the United States and you do a regular adjustment of status green card. If she gets denied, it will be quicker to do a fiance visa for her. That's your question. What's quicker? Fiance is quicker. Okay, I just explained what's quicker. Fiance visa, but only if she gets denied for the visa on humanitarian parole. The best option here for you would be if she comes here with her tourist visa, you marry her here, we'll help you do adjustment of status. Ada says, can someone who is in removal proceedings, who FHAs on active VAWA petition, renew her work permit? Yes, absolutely. James says, hi, thank you for all you do. Oh, you're welcome, James. Thank you for watching. I'm so grateful to you guys for watching. In the beginning, there was like 2 people watching. I was a little sad. Abdul says, what is the VAWA case acceptance of adult child abuse? Okay. So I think you're asking if your child is over 21, they're a U.S. citizen, and they abuse you. We've never had one denied, okay? Never denied. All our cases like this are approved. I'll tell you how you show this. You know, unlike a marriage case, this is not so involved to prove the relationship. If this is your child, you just give their birth certificate and prove you're a U.S. citizen. What you do have to prove in this situation is the abuse. For that, I recommend that my clients go to a psychologist to evaluate, to do therapy if you need it, to have any kind of evidence of abuse. Maybe you have pictures, maybe you have recordings, we can transcribe them. If you can show your son or your daughter was very nasty to you and abused you and put you in the corner and made you feel really bad for a while, we can prove your VAWA and you'll win. VAWA is a very humane kind of case. Give us a call. We can really help with this. Ada also is asking, can someone who is in removal proceedings but have an active VAWA petition renew his work permit? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Shiraz says, I want to have your legal services to get my son. I understand. Give us a call to the office. The number is below. Sarah says, is it possible to expedite VAWA case? If so, what is the best way to expedite it? It's possible if you can prove that you have something crazy emergency going on. Somebody's dying, you know, because VAWA allows you to have a work permit and travel most of the time. So if that's not good enough for you, then what is the reason to expedite it? The only reason would be if somebody's dying. Like if you have, God forbid, I don't wish this upon anyone, but if this is happening and somebody has cancer, you or your kids, God forbid, or something else like that is happening, that's when you can expedite it. VAWA is taking 3 years right now. That's why people are asking about expediting. Eng2ESP is asking, is there a way to expedite advanced parole for a funeral? Yes, I mentioned it earlier in our show today. Yes, you have to have documentation. You make InfoPass appointment. You call them. You call the 1-800 number for USCIS. You ask for InfoPass for emergency advanced parole. And if you go in and you prove your emergency, they can issue it on the same day. And bring a ticket with you to show you're ready to fly, okay? And bring a letter about the funeral with a funeral announcement or whatever it is. And if it's your mom, God forbid, or dad or grandpa, prove the relationship. So bring a birth certificate with translation. bring whatever you have to show this is your aunt or your uncle or your grandma or your mom or dad, God forbid, and they're, they died and there's a funeral and you need it the same day. They will expedite it. You have your ticket and all your paperwork with you. Barfirio says, priority is April 30th. USCIS Bulletin says April 22nd. Can I submit my application for I-485? No, you cannot. And I know you're frustrated because like me, that since July of 2021, they haven't moved. And you needed 8 days, literally. And they haven't moved even one. So I feel your pain. I do, Mr. Diaz. I feel your pain, but you cannot. Don't file a green card until they hit April 30th. They will just take your money, and return your package. Carla Vasquez. Hello. My question is, when I get approved for my resident by VAWA, how long will it take for my kids to get approved for their resident? They're in Honduras. Thanks. About 1 year. 1 year, maybe year and a half. Hopefully less, but about a year. Jay McBeggar is saying thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for watching. Ada is asking, how can I reach out? Look on the bottom of your screen. My phone number is there, 718-769-6352. My email, you can contact us from our website, shepelskylaw.com. Okay, I answered this question. Gita, whom I know very well. Hi, Gita. Is asking, can someone get any kind of adjustment living in the U.S. for 34 years? It depends if they have U.S. citizen kids or if they're really sick. If they're really sick, we can do that deferred action. It's not adjustment, but it's a status. It's definitely status. Vlad Pro is asking, is there a way to obtain a green card by attending U.S. Army? Since Trump, no. Gul Ahmad says, can I file for VAWA while my I-485 is pending? Absolutely. We can switch your case from family to VAWA. Give us a call. It has to be done very carefully, but it's possible. And Gita says, thank you, best lawyer ever. Gita, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm not going to talk about your story, but we know each other for many years, and I know that you're happy to have worked with us. Thank you. Gul says, I done my fingerprints last November, waiting for interview. Okay, well, definitely you can switch. It doesn't matter when. You can definitely switch. Gul, give us a call. My phone number is on the bottom of the screen. Thank you guys for watching. This is all I have the energy for because I've been spending the entire week answering all the people asking about Ukraine as much as I can. I can't answer everyone, but I tried. I am basically falling apart and I'm going to spend this weekend getting a massage, turning off all my technology and just relaxing because I'm overwhelmed. And I'm so grateful that you guys are still watching and staying with us. And I appreciate you watching, Gul. Thank you. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed. Watch our other videos if you have questions. I have videos on many, many good topics that you're interested in. VAWA, advanced parole, asylum, and I keep making new ones every week. So stay tuned. More to follow. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And if there's anybody watching who's Jewish, happy Purim and Shabbat Shalom. Bye-bye.